All right, so in my experience, most corporate advice sounds good. It's just not very useful once you actually get in the job. And after a few years working in corporate roles, I realized most advice ignores how people actually get ahead. The biggest issue with corporate advice is that it ignores personality. Whenever I say that, I kind of think of like the pickup artist community and how people give all this dating advice and they're like some giga chad and the person watching it is like a Discord mod, regular, like pimple face loser, like dipshit, like nobody. Of course, you're not going to be able to just follow that advice word for word and expect a good outcome. It's kind of like the person making the advice is like talking to themselves. Really doesn't make sense, and a lot of advice nowadays is just like mental masturbation. A lot of people just watch YouTube videos about advice because they feel like it's really improving them, which it's really not. The biggest thing you could do is take action and implement the change behavior. So basically, ignore all those losers, take a nonchalant attitude like I do, live your life, have your career be important, but it's not everything. You just have to put in the effort. You need the repetition, and you need to implement some of the strategy that I have produced over the years. So, a few years ago, I was a huge proponent of job hopping, and I still am. I'm actually kind of thinking about maybe doing it after about 6 months if I don't see any changes at my current job. I'm in a comfortable place, but, I always want more. But the more I think about it and the more I just look at the ecosystem of corporate America, I really have seen that it's really more nuanced than just, job hop after a year, fuck them, go to the next place. You really just have to make a value judgment. Ask yourself, are you done learning? Are you stagnant? Is there a path forward? People who are similar in your situation, what are they doing? Answers to those few questions don't sound advantageous to you, then you need to start looking for a new job. Another thing to keep in mind here is never lose one in the hand for two in the bush. That's a extreme rookie mistake to quit your job before you've found another one. Make sure that you have another job. My rule has been, I'm not leaving unless I'm making about $20,000 more than my previous role. And I've had some conflict. I've had some stories where one time I had to pull in my fucking VP and my boss, and I was just like, listen, I want more money. And they kicked me out the room. I mean, this is like a corporate environment. I was just like, damn, y'all motherfuckers are really doing this. And then I applied to like 20 jobs the next day, and I had a new job in 2 weeks. And I was doing, honestly, more for less effort. I was working from home, and it's really all BS at the end of the day. Treat this job shit as just the ladder or just the bridge until you get to the next thing you want to do in life. Another thing I mentioned actually in the last video is making your boss look good actually beats being good. I mean, self-explanatory, probably don't need to go too much into that. If your boss likes you, that's going to take you way further than you actually being good at the technical skills. I know SQL, I know Python, I have some skills, but really the thing that has moved me forward is making friends with people who are in higher positions than me. And definitely your boss is the number one person who you want to have on your side. If your manager can't explain what you do in one sentence, then you're invisible. Another thing is, dude, it's a job, have fun with it, show up and perform. And part of performing is playing politics. Not playing politics doesn't make you pure, it just makes you uninformed. Honestly, if you're not playing the game, then somebody else is playing it and they're winning. They're going to get what they want and you're not going to get what you want. I don't know if I fully agree with this, but how some people say that true intelligence is really just measured by getting what you want. I still haven't shaped super my opinion on, how true that is. I know it's not 100% true, but at some level, I mean, that definitely does ring correct. Last thing I want to say on this topic is there are only a few moments that actually matter and are actually going to move your needle in the right direction whenever it comes to you advancing your career. Don't get bogged down and trying to be a perfectionist and trying to, make sure everybody's all good and try to finish every little assignment and shit like that. Like, oh, I got to do this. Like, oh, it's a fire. Like, no. At the end of the day, most weeks don't really matter. A few presentations, launches, deployments, or crises do. Make sure that you hit those. It's kind of like the stock market. There will be weeks where shit doesn't matter. There'll be months where shit doesn't matter. And then like all of a sudden in one day, like people make half the gains in their portfolio for the year. Really think about that principle. That's something good that will also get you to probably relax and shit like that. It's really not the end of the world, dude. Most of the advice on here isn't wrong. It's just not my advice, and it's incomplete. At the end of the day, you have to understand people, timing, and yourself.